afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for attending this special webinar on our Wonders of Ancient Egypt tour with Senior Discovery Tours, featuring Egypt expert Emile Habib. My name is Natalia, and I have been working as a tour manager for Senior Discovery Tours for over 10 years, and I have had the privilege of escorting many incredible tours. Please note that everyone is muted to allow for the full enjoyment of this presentation. Should you have any questions at any time, please enter them into the Q&A section located at either the bottom or the top of your screen, depending on your device. On our agenda today, we will briefly discuss some updates regarding health and safety regulations and our new rewards and referral programs. Our guest speaker, Emile, will take us on a virtual tour to explore Egypt. There will then be a question and answer period and one chance for one lucky attendee to win a $100 gift certificate towards their next trip with Senior Discovery Tours. The health and safety of our clients and staff are of the utmost importance, and we are thrilled that we have been awarded the Safe Travel stamp by the World Travel and Tourism Council. Vaccination against COVID-19 will be required to participate in all of our tours. For your peace of mind, our insurance policy does cover against COVID-19 when you're traveling with us. During the travel pause, we have been busy enhancing our tour programs and operations. We know you are thrilled and excited to sign up for our new Discovery Rewards and Blue Sky Referrals programs. The time has come, and we are happy to announce that we will be launching the programs and a new website in the next few weeks. If you are currently subscribed to our e-newsletter, you will receive an invitation shortly via email to enroll. For those that are not currently receiving our emails but would like to, please visit the Request a Brochure section on our website to subscribe. In addition, another amazing new program is our Insider Club benefits. If you're part of a club or association, we will offer a 4% commission that will be paid directly to the club or association. For more information or to book a virtual presentation for your club, please contact us. Please rest assured that you can book your Senior Discovery Tours holiday with complete peace of mind. We will continue to be the travel industry leader by offering a refund policy that is far more flexible and generous than any other tour operators. You may cancel your tour for any reason up to 60 days for land tours and 90 days for cruises or train tours prior to departure and receive a full refund less the $75 administration fee. Our latest brochure, Volume 1, 2023, featuring our winter tours, can be viewed or downloaded on our website. If you are on our mailing list, you will receive a copy in the mail in the next few weeks. If you are not currently on our mailing list and would like to be, please subscribe on our website. Each season, we like to include new and unique, exciting tour destinations. Check out our latest brochure for more details on these incredible new tours. Now, on with the program. Today, we are joined by Egypt expert Emile Habib, who will take us on a virtual tour to discover Egypt. Emile worked 12 years in pharmaceutical research before deciding to pursue his true passion and begin a career in the travel industry. He established his very own tour operator over 40 years ago and has organized and escorted over 100 groups, showing them ancient monuments, religious perspectives, and many wonders of Egypt. Hi, Emile. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Natalia. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction, and welcome everybody. As Natalia mentioned, we're going to be discovering the wonders of ancient Egypt. I basically was born in Egypt, in the city of Alexandria on the Mediterranean, to middle-class parents. We moved to Cairo for a few years, and at the age of 10, my parents decided to leave the country and pursue different careers in different countries. We landed in London a couple of years later. My dad was a radio producer for the BBC. And in 1964, we immigrated to Canada, to Toronto. My father was a radio producer for the CBC here. in Toronto, and he started to be fascinated with ancient history and Egypt in specific. So he studied hieroglyphic, he studied Demotic and Coptic language. And by that time, I finished my high school and I went to Brock University. In 1972, the classics department of Brock University acquired me to go to Egypt to photograph most of the sites. They gave me a list of sites, they gave me some equipment, and they said, here, we need some slides and pictures of Egypt. And that's when I really fell in love with Egypt. I went there in the summertime, it was very hot, but I saw things that were really, really wonderful, beautiful people, beautiful sites, the pyramids, the Sphinx, and so on. And this is why I got really interested in this. I will be touring with you right now, the tour that we will be taking, and I hope that you can join us in the near future. Okay. Okay. A map of Egypt. The fertile of the land is only between Alexandria and Cairo and along the Nile to Aswan. The delta there is very fertile with cotton, wheat, rice, vegetables, fruits, and so on. But along the Nile, it's only a narrow strip of fertile land on both sides. So when you look at the population of Egypt, and it's over 100 million people, they all live in that area. So it's a very, very crowded place. You look at Cairo, the capital of Egypt, and there are over 30 million people living there. The streets are narrow. They were built many, many years ago, and the traffic is huge. But still, Cairo as a city over 1,000 years old, and it has many of the treasures of the world. And we're talking about the pyramids, Giza Plateau, just outside the city. It is a great site to visit. The three big pyramids, the Cheops, and the other two are phenomenal in size, and you will really admire the architecture and the building of these monuments. The Great Pyramid of Egypt was built 2,600 years ago, and till today it stands beautifully. The chamber inside, you can visit that. There's a special ticket to go inside, and you go through a narrow tunnel towards that chamber. Unfortunately, it is empty from the inside, but it's still a nice tour to take inside the pyramid. The smallest of pyramids, King Mankarius, who built it, there is another chamber in there. It's only maybe 20 steps down, so it's much easier to do. And there's lots of hieroglyphic writing. So we have two chances of visiting the inside of the pyramids. I personally will go into the smaller one, much easier on me. And of course, attached or nearby the Great Pyramid is the Sphinx, a pharaoh's head over a lion's body. Always our groups, we carry a Canadian flag to identify ourselves. We're very proud of that. And one of the things that we can do is take a camel ride. If you've never been on a camel, you can try it there. It's a bit difficult. It's not that easy, especially when the camel starts to pick up from the front legs, and so you have to lean back and so on. And I personally prefer a kalash, a horse carriage. And the tour itself with the camel will take us about half an hour. That's an optional tour that you can pay for down there. My favorite camel herder, always wearing his Nike shoes and with his cell phone. That's modern Egypt for you. After visiting the pyramids, we'll stop at one of the restaurants en route to Saqqara, the old city. This is the old kingdom. The restaurant that we'll stop at is in a garden setting. It's a set menu, and it's just because of time. We want to use our time very carefully there. The step pyramids was built much earlier than the Great Pyramid. So it was built about 3000 BC. There are 6 steps to it. But prior to that, there was the mastaba tomb, which was only 1 step. You can see that. Statue of Ramses II is in a museum nearby. We're going to visit that. It's lying down. It's a huge statue. And of course, the alabaster sphinx. It's made of alabaster, which is onyx, a form of onyx, beautifully carved. So there are many different things to do. But Saqqara has recently, since I think 2018, has been in the news so many times because new discoveries have been discovered there. And as recent as May of 2022, they discovered another 19 tombs and mummies in the area. So total right now, I think 250 mummies were discovered in Saqqara, and the digs are still going on. So this is a very, very famous area right now. The River Nile in Cairo, a magnificent sight to see in Cairo, where you see some sailboats, cruises, dinner cruises for at night, and lots of hotels and skyscraper buildings along there. We will definitely be going there on a sailboat there in one day on the tour. The following day, we will be visiting the museum. This is an old museum. It was built about 200 years ago, and it contains some of the most magnificent artifacts found in tombs. Most of the artifacts that they discovered in Valley of the Kings, and more specifically the Tutankhamun tomb, they displayed it there. They have a special area for it, and there's over 150 pieces being displayed there. But even beside that, there are lots and lots of other mummies and tombs and gold and all kinds of different artifacts discovered there. This will be a lot of the stuff there, and specifically the Tutankhamun treasure, the Anubis, the Mask of the Tutankhamun, the sarcophaguses, the Shawaptis that they discovered there, the Anubis jars, will be moved to the new Grand Egyptian Museum. The Grand Egyptian Museum is built near the pyramids. It is not open yet, but I assure you, once they open, we will be able to visit. It is not known when the date will be, and I think it's a big secret, but it will be a huge celebration for the opening. Many dignitaries and presidents and prime ministers will be visiting there. Then we move in the afternoon to Old Cairo. I love Old Cairo because of the, basically because the narrow streets are very narrow. There are no cars there. You find the goldsmith, the silversmith. The people are carving copper plates. People selling papyrus paper or showing you how to make papyrus or how it's made. Papyrus is the reed that they write on. It's the paper that they write on, and this was lost throughout the years from Egypt. It's a reed that's planted in the Nile, And Hassan Ragab, who's a doctor who brought it in from Kenya at one time, and then he rediscovered how the papyrus paper was made. When you're visiting the museum, you'll see a lot of hieroglyphic writings and pictures written on papyrus. The gentleman on the left is selling isus, which is a licorice drink. The man on the right is frying falafel. Near Old Cairo, you will find the Muhammad Ali Mosque. Near Old Cairo, you will find the Old Mosque, which is Muhammad Ali. It is basically an old replica of the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. It has 6 minarets. It's architecturally built with a beautiful echo in it, and a lot of onyx, a lot of granite, and a masterpiece of carving there. The sound echoing there is just phenomenal. When you can see you can hear the echo very clearly. Also in Old Cairo, we're going to be visiting a 3rd century Mu'allaka church, or the Hanging Church. This is believed that the Virgin Mary with Jesus visited there and lived in that site. Also Santa Barbara Church and the Beni Ezra Synagogue, one of the oldest synagogues in Egypt. It was built, I think, in the year 600 AD. So very old. At night, you get a chance. It's an optional tour that we have to visit the sound and light show at the pyramids. This is a theater setting where you purchase a ticket and you go and you sit down and you watch a beautiful sound depicting the pharaohs of the time and the horses and the chariots and so on, and the lighting on it. It also tells you the story of the pyramids and the Sphinx. That's a very nice show. It's about an hour and a half. Again, we're going to be going to another market where we can see a lot of the handicrafts. Carpets are very common there. We'll show you how they made it, how the kids go to school in the morning and in the afternoon, they go and they make carpets. We'll show you how to make the papyrus paper, the handicrafts, the alleys there. The alleys in Old Cairo are very narrow. And the reason for that is because they never needed wide streets. They didn't have cars, they didn't have trucks. They only had camels to carry the vegetables, the fruits, and the commodities. So the alleys there are just wide enough for a camel to go through. Again, this market is over 1,000 years old. There's another market across the street which I like to go to because it's more native. It is where the Egyptians that live in the area buy their commodities. It's Ghuriya market. I love this market because you really get to see how the Egyptians are living in that area. Not just the touristic, but the actual living quarters of the Egyptians. When you see the buildings here and you see that this is 800 years old, this is 900 years old, and people still living in it, it's a magnificent sight to see. Monday, we'll take a flight to the city of Luxor. Great city there. We will be transferred to our luxurious cruise. It's a first-class Nile cruise. Cruise boats there are in the range of about 200. So they sail along the Nile between Luxor and Aswan, and they dock one beside the other. So you have to go through maybe 2 or 3 boats to reach your cruise boats. All the cabins are outside cabins, and the meals are basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the cruise, even afternoon tea. This is how luxurious the cruise boats there are. The breakfast is mostly North American breakfast, eggs, omelets, some of the local food like the falafel and the hummus. Plenty of choices to have. Noon and dinner, there's always a variety of food. There's always fish, chicken, and beef, cooked in different ways. We head out to the Karnak Temple. It's considered to be the largest outdoor museum in the world. The area is huge, few kilometers around the circumference of it. Karnak has a very unique area there, and I'll tell you about it. But this temple was built about 2,000 years BC. The columns are huge, and they kept adding to it, I think up to the Ptolemaic era. So you can see there are ceilings on top of or bars, on top of the columns. There's a sacred lake there, and then the sanctuary for the priest to go in and make his prayers. Sometimes we visit this temple, which is Luxor Temple. We visit that at night. The site is magnificent. It's about 3 kilometers from Karnak Temple. And although the Karnak Temple was used for prayer and religious ceremonies, the Luxor Temple was used for ceremonies, kings, queens, celebration. There is an avenue right now that was discovered 1947 by an Egyptian archaeologist. And when they started to dig, they found a lot of animal body and ram heads or sphinx heads. A lot of sphinxes there. The distance between the two temples, between the Karnak and the Luxor temple, is just a bit less than 3 kilometers. But it's lined up with these ram or sphinxes along the way. This road was opened last November in 2021. I was there just after they opened it. They put lighting to it at night, and it's just a beautiful sight to see. Something new that we're going to discover on our tour. We can also visit the Luxor market. Luxor market has a lot to offer. It is basically a local market, so it's for Egyptians, but it's important that we go see it because the stuff that they sell there is something to look at. The herbs and spices, and this is more common in Aswan, but in Luxor it's very, very nice to look at. There's a Kalash ride that we can take from the Karnak temple. That's an extra optional tour. We take a horse carriage and we can go through the fields. We go through the villages, through the farms. There's a lot of sugar cane being planted there, and then we end up in the market, also on the carriage. So we drive through the market with the horse carriage. Following morning, Tuesday morning, we can head out to the West Bank near Valley of the Kings. You can book a hot air balloon ride. They start boarding very early before sunrise. And as the balloon rises, you get to see the sunrise. And from the air, you will see a lot of the antiquities there scattered all over the desert. Medina Tabo, Hatshepsut Temple, Valley of the Kings, many, many, many sites to see. Even the farmers on the field, you'll get to see them farming their land there from up top. This is a very nice tour that you can consider. While we are in the West Bank, so remain on the West Bank, we will visit Hatshepsut Temple. It's a queen, I think it was about 1600 BC that she built this temple. Very, very large temple. It was reconstructed again and rebuilt in the last 20 years. So it's quite a sight to see. And on to the Valley of the Kings. This is the most important area of our tour. The Valley of the Kings is the burial area for the nobles and the kings and pharaohs of and queens of Egypt. There are over 20 tombs there. The least impressive is the Tutankhamun tomb. But when I look at some of the tombs there, I say, wow, this is incredible. Ramses VI, for example, one of my favorite tombs. I love the writings on the wall and the pathway and so on. Our ticket will allow us to visit 3 tombs, and the guide will decide which 3 tombs, because they don't open all the tombs at the same time. They just open them as they need, because they're doing reconstructions and renovation on those tombs. The Tutankhamun tomb was discovered by Howard Carter in 1922. And the reason why it's famous is because it has never been looted. It was intact. There were actually 2 robbers, I think, in 2 different occasions who opened the tomb, but they didn't take anything and they closed it again, and that was it. So when Howard Carter's famous words that I see beautiful things, it was absolutely right. All the gold, all the antiquities of his kingdom, they're all at the museum, and you will be able to see it. This is Valley of the Kings. On the left, the guide will explain the tombs outside, and then he will give us a chance to walk inside and see it. No guiding is allowed. And for those of you that have some difficulty walking, there's a tuk-tuk or an electric train that can take us there. You don't have to walk. On to the Colossi of Memnon, Amenhotep III statues. Very, very large statues, maybe 40, 50 feet high, if not more, and they're in the middle of nowhere. I remember maybe 20 years ago, the farmland was only 10 feet away. But then they discovered that under this farmland, there's more antiquities. So they kind of annexed the area and they started to dig, and they discovered also other statues underneath there. At night, we will have a Galabia party. It's a costume party. Everybody can dress up as an Egyptian or a pharaoh. And of course, if you don't dress up, you don't get dinner. This is a group, I think, all members in the Royal Ontario Museum that I escorted a number of years ago. It was a lovely trip. We had a lot of fun playing games and enjoying the program, especially the belly dancing part. So they brought in musicians and a belly dancer, which is very famous in Egypt. We start sailing to Edfu, We'll visit the Horus Temple in Edfu. The Horus Temple is a Ptolemaic period temple, so it's a newer temple. And we go there by Kalash, horse carriage. It's a short ride, 15-minute ride through the streets of Edfu. We visit the Horus. There are two beautiful statues of Horus the Falcon, and we come back to the cruise. And then we sail on for a day, and we arrive at Komombo. Komombo is only, I think, about less than 100 kilometers, maybe 50 kilometers from Aswan. It is dedicated to the god Sobik, or Khenum, which is the crocodile god. This is, again, a Ptolemaic because it has a ceiling to it. So when you go in, there's a ceiling and there's carving and painting on the ceiling. So modern Egypt, again, built just before BC and again, renovated many times in ancient times. This is right at the Nile. So it's at the edge of the Nile. So when you're sailing, you get to see it right there at the edge. There's a Nilometer there to measure the distance, the height of the water in the Nile. And that was very important for them for agriculture. Again, the market of Aswan. Aswan is very famous for their spices, for their cardamom, for their black pepper, for their cumin, and many, many varieties. But one item there that I really like, and that's their peanuts. Their peanuts is grown locally, but when they roast it in the sand. So they put it in a bag and they bury it in the sand. And when the sun becomes very hot during the day, they will roast, and they have a very unique taste. I love those peanuts there. Philae Temple. This temple was also a Ptolemaic temple. When they built the high dam, which is the older dam, this temple was going to be buried under water. So it was submerged for a number of years till they decided that they are going to cut it into large pieces and reassemble it on top of another island. Beautiful, magnificent Philae Temple. We will go there by a boat, motorboat, and we'll see a lot of vendors there on the street and so on. In the afternoon, we will sail on a felucca. A felucca is a sailboat. And because of the calmness of the water there and the light wind, it is a beautiful trip to take. We will be sailing around the Elephantine Islands, Kitchener Island. We'll be seeing the Aga Khan Mausoleum, which is right on top of the escarpment. And there is an optional tour to visit a Nubian village later on. This is done later on by motorboat. The Nubians are the Maasai of Egypt. So they're Africans who settled in Egypt many, many, many centuries ago. And they were displaced from behind the dam because all their villages were buried underwater into in front of the dam. So they built modern villages for them. This is sailing. You get a chance to go swimming in the Nile. There's an area there where there is sand and beautiful clean water. I think this is the third most important site in Egypt. The pyramids, the Valley of the Kings, is Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel is only 50 kilometers north of the Sudanese border. And the importance of this temple was, again, because of the building of the High Dam in 1964. The two temples there, Nefertari and Ramses II, were going to be buried underwater. And UNESCO chipped in to salvage this temple. They cut it into large pieces and they reassembled it on top of the mountain. When you get a chance there, this is an optional tour again, But when you get a chance to go through a small metal door to the right of the 4 statues, there's a huge room behind, and you'll see the marvelous engineering that goes behind this. There's steel beams and air conditioning and bars just going across to hold the temple. This is the end of my presentation, but before I end it, I really want to say a couple of words. It is truly my passion to visit Egypt. Whenever I get a chance, I go visit Egypt. And whenever I get a chance to go to Upper Egypt, I take it. And I really want to invite you to come with me. You will see things that are totally different and beautiful things. And I hope, and I really hope that you can join me in one of these tours. I thank you very, very, very much. And we'll take it over, Natalia.
Wow, Emile, thank you for that incredible in-depth presentation that you've just given us. Please note our next offering of the Egypt tour is this coming fall. However, all the fall departures are currently sold out, but don't worry. We also have 2 departures in the winter, one in February and one in March, and they are both available and open for booking. We will now move on to our question and answer segment with Emile. If you have a question, please enter it into the Q&A box and I will pass it on to him. Once again, Emile, thank you so much for all the information, the wonderful photos. We truly felt as we were there with you. So thank you for that. And we could see lots of images of some of the terrain that we'll be walking on and some stairs as well. So just wondering, in terms of the activity level for this tour, how much walking is involved?
There is a bit of walking involved. It is mostly flat land. The steepest area would be in the Valley of the Kings. It's not too steep, but they have steps going down to the tombs. But whenever there is a chance, we will get to disembark from the bus as close as possible to the area. So we'll accommodate anybody who has difficulty walking.
Okay, but the tour is set up for those that are in good physical condition and are
Absolutely.
able to. Okay,
Absolutely.
good to know.
Sure.
And you also mentioned a lot of food, and the images are very appealing. And look, going along with the food that we'll be trying, sounds like there's a lot of international dishes and local dishes, so big variety. And how easily can you accommodate special diets?
Yes, very easily. The whole country is mostly vegetarian, so there's a lot of vegetarian dishes for those that are vegetarian. We can accommodate lactose-free. We can accommodate other diets. If just by request, and we will we'll send it there. But the cuisine, again, it's international, so it's not too hard. The falafel, the hummus, tabbouleh, is very common there. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And what about the tap water? Is it safe to drink?
Well, many millions of Egyptians drink it, but I don't recommend that. We only drink bottled water, and it's basically our stomach is not used to the flora and the inside the tap water. So strictly bottled water. We even brush our teeth with bottled water. To take a bath on the cruise or in the hotel, it's okay. It will not harm us, but they even cook with our purified bottled water on all the hotels and in the cruise.
And bottled water will be provided throughout the tour.
That is correct, yes.
Wonderful. And looking in terms of the currency, what is the currency and what do you suggest we bring with us?
The currency is an Egyptian pound. Currently, it's 14.5 Egyptian pounds to $1 Canadian, or close to 19 Egyptian pounds to a US dollar. The most common currency there is the US dollar, so it's easier to exchange and easier to deal with. A lot of the shops will ask for US currency. The banks are available. There's a bank at the airport when you arrive, and they will exchange your money. There are ATM machines in many of the areas that we're going to be visiting, and also at the hotel. There's a bank at the hotel, so don't worry. We'll find a place where you can exchange your money.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And most of the meals are included in the tour, but some lunches are on our own. So, how much is the average cost of lunch?
The average cost of lunch is between 15 and 20 US dollars. It depends on the area and so on. Our biggest challenge is the time, because time is of the essence. We don't want to waste too much time in getting lunch. We can't spend 2 hours, 3 hours, that would waste our day. So we just go into a tourist restaurant where they have a set menu, whether it's vegetarian or with meat and so on. We just order it and we pay the bill and we continue on our sightseeing.
Makes sense. Make the best out of your time there.
Absolutely.
And how safe is it when we're walking out either with the group or on our own?
It is very safe. Egyptians love tourists. You will be greeted by everybody on the street. They just love tourists, and they protect you, and they will guide you. And if you ask for a direction, they'll take you there. So it's very safe. No pickpockets, no muggings, no handguns. You don't find that at all.
Good to hear. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And is the new Cairo Museum open?
No, it is not yet, and it's unknown when it will open. But I assure you, I'll be the first to be there and with my group. So it's very important that we go there when they open. But currently, nobody knows the date.
Okay, but you'll keep us posted anyway.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And is English spoken and understood throughout Egypt?
Yeah, English is a second language in Egypt, and it's spoken by all tourist sites. In every cruise boat, in every hotel, English is spoken. So it's not an issue at all. Our guiding will be done in English and fluent English.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And for all these areas that we're visiting, is there a specific dress code for some of the attractions, the mosques, or how should we prepare?
Yeah, there are some areas where we have to keep an eye out for, and that is the mosque. When we visit the mosque or a church, we just have to dress conservatively. I just advise my people to wear long sleeve or long pants. That should be sufficient. They will not allow any women to wear shorts and enter the mosque, and they will give you a cover for $1 to cover yourself. So we dress appropriately, and also at dinner on the cruise, we dress nicely, shirt and pants, and maybe a dress or a blouse and pants for the ladies. No sandals, no shorts, just to have that little nice atmosphere there.
The formal.
Yeah, formal type of thing. But you don't need a suit, you don't need ties, and so on. Also, there's another thing too to remember. You do need a jacket. At night, when we go on board on top of the cruise on deck, the wind it picks up and it gets a bit cool at night. So a jacket or a sweater would be very handy.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Anything else that you suggest we bring with us? Good walking shoes, for example.
Yes, definitely. Don't buy new shoes and take them with you. Soft running shoes. No sandals, please. Find that these are terrible in the sand and the pebbles stick inside them and so on. So just soft walking shoes. Running shoes is okay.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. How close do we get to the Sphinx?
Oh, we're going to be about maybe 50 feet away from the Sphinx. There's an area there, a panoramic area where we can enter and see the Sphinx as close as we can get.
All right, with our running shoes,
yes,
our hat and sunscreen.
That is true. You do need sunscreen and you do need a hat. Don't forget that.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And what about the voltage in Egypt? Do we need an adapter and a converter?
Yes, the voltage in Egypt is 220 volts, so it's very European voltage. Most of our modern equipment will work on the voltage, but you do need an adapter. It's a 2-pin socket, so we do need an adapter. I usually carry a few extra ones if you missed yours, but you can buy those from any store here in Canada.
Excellent. We'll be prepared for that, but it's good to know that you've got some extras just in case.
Yeah.
And one final question for you, because when we're on vacation, we love to take photos and share them with our family and our friends back home to make them jealous and make them want to go. So what is the Wi-Fi situation all through Egypt?
Oh boy. There is a good data system there. You can buy a SIM card at the airport. You can buy it from any of the stores that sell chips. And, I buy 15 gig SIM card, and I plug it into a different phone, and I have Wi-Fi all over. There are certain areas where it doesn't work. The data and the Wi-Fi in the hotel, it's a bit intermittent. Sometimes they charge for it. I know they charge for it on the cruise, so it might be wise to get that or share a Wi-Fi with somebody.
Good to know. And sorry, we are getting more questions coming in, so we'll ask them while we have you with us.
Sure.
You are the expert. And we're getting some questions about mosquitoes. Do we need to prepare for those?
No, I have never encountered mosquitoes there. It's in southern, maybe in Sudan, and when there is huge vegetation, yes, you can do that in Kenya. But in Egypt, very rare do I find them on the Nile, no.
Good to know. And are there security guards with the group while they are on tour?
Yes, security is very, very important for Egypt. And if every trip that we take, even transferring you from the airport to your hotel, we will have security. Many, many times we have escort. So a police car with police officers inside. This is for your safety and my safety. And I really appreciate this. The government is really going all the way to ensure our safety. Even on the cruise and even in Opera Egypt, we will have that.
That is a great relief and great peace of mind. Thank you so much for that. And thank you again for your informative presentation and for taking your time to answer all of our questions. We really hope to see you there very soon while touring your lovely country, Emile. Thanks again.
Thank you very much for having me. I assure you, this is going to be a fantastic trip, and I will personally try to escort as many as I can. I love going with you to Egypt. Take care.
We look forward to seeing you there. You take care until then.
Sure.
I will now be asking a question for your chance to win a $100 future travel gift certificate with Senior Discovery Tours. The first person to place the correct answer in the Q&A box will be the lucky winner. And the question is, approximately when were the Great Pyramids of Giza built? Once again, the question is, approximately when were the Great Pyramids of Giza built? Don't miss our next exciting webinar taking place this summer, featuring Senior Discovery Tours' new rewards and referrals programs with our marketing team. Be sure to subscribe to our e-newsletter on our website to receive a free Zoom invite directly in your inbox. Stay tuned for details regarding our upcoming webinars on our social media. If you would like to learn more about Senior Discovery Tours, please stay with us as I will be providing more details about our tour types and remarkable inclusions. As the leader in escorted group tours for over 45 years, we now offer over 200 tours and cruises, all with interesting itineraries, great value, and quality. The best part is that all of our tours are guaranteed in Canadian funds with all taxes included and no hidden fees. To ensure that you have a carefree experience, here are just a few of the things that we include in all of our tours. We offer additional inclusions to enhance your tour experience: entry visas to those countries where it is required, waiting lists, and a roommate matching program. Now, on to some of our exclusive tours and what they offer. We have flight plus coach tours. They are multi-city tours, which means more hotel changes and lots of movement, ensuring tons of excitement. Listed here are some of our more popular flight and coach tours. Just like the term suggests, these tours are best suited for those that enjoy staying in one location and exploring its surroundings. These tours are much more leisurely, allowing for time to relax and to also enjoy the excursions. Here are just a few examples. Next, we have our 2 and 3 center holidays. Focusing on 2 or 3 different regions or countries, these tours are excellent if you want to combine a couple of locations but still have plenty of time to explore. Listed are some of our most popular 2 and 3 center holidays. Another vacation type is our classical coach tour. These tours are perfect for those who do not care to travel abroad and wish to have an experience closer to home. Adventurous travelers who enjoy moving around while taking in incredible scenery love our walking and hiking tours. Truly a wonderful way to travel. Offering a completely different perspective and unique way of traveling, it's easy to see why our rail tours are becoming increasingly popular. For those wanting more adventure and never-ending opportunities for discovery, consider our exotic destinations. These tours are sure to delight anyone ready for an exciting journey. And lastly, Senior Discovery Tours now offers 30 different countries cruises in locations all over the world. You will have access to hundreds of activities and amenities, not to mention incredible views. Here are some of our more popular cruises. The time has come for our contest, and we do have a lucky winner of a $100 future travel voucher with Senior Discovery Tours. Congratulations! We will be in touch with you shortly to claim your prize. And the correct answer is the Great Pyramids were built approximately 2,500 years BC. We are doing our very best to stay ahead of any travel-related updates that may affect your current plans and to offer guidance when considering your next tour with us. It's great to see everyone sharing the optimism as our staff returns to work and gets things rolling once again. The interest in our tours is amazing, and we are doing the best we can to accommodate your questions and requests for additional tour dates for our most popular destinations. We will continue to offer the easiest, most enjoyable, and informative booking process, which will soon include online booking. A big thank you to all of our loyal customers who have been posting such wonderful reviews on social media over the past year. Please continue to let us know about your past travels and memories with Senior Discovery Tours, and feel free to send us any suggestions you have for future destination webinars. You can follow us on all social media platforms. These addresses can be found on our website. We hope to see you again at our next webinar. Please take good care of yourselves and each other. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.